course, the rules mean that the engines are closed, and so nothing motor-wise they can do. On row 9, Jordi Torres out the back. And Tuban Gintoli, keep an eye on the end of the year. They have lost their extra testing this year because that's what goes for the track. That's important. It stayed consistent through the day so far. The warmest day, tyres are, well, they're a sticky subject, quite literally.
Well, it's the unknown, like you said. It's by explode off the line. He's going to try and create a gap because he knows his arch rival is back in 6th place. And
just a hand on that, be devil's advocate. Marc Marquez crashed his #1 bike that was set up best for this second row.
Well, my money's going on him. Against the odds, I know a lot of people, especially JT.
Far left. Oh, great launch there for Dobby. Dobby gets a great launch. Miller, Myers, the Tech 3 bike, all shot himself through from the second row of the grid. He is going to be after these two out front. Jack Miller, can he do a good team ride from the second row of the grid? That's a great start for the Honda man. Probably as good as he could have expected.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gained at this point in the race.
Soft front and rear for Jack Miller. Will it be enough to keep Marc Marquez? You know what an opportunist though, Marc Marquez. I'm not that smart. It's just Marc Marquez.
Yeah, well, we know what he rides like. The thing now is
he's going to make that Ducati work the way he can make it work around here in the dry conditions. Turn 11, he's gone past Rins and giving him a real hard time there. The 42 being pushed back, but over the line, it is Dovizioso properly. Look at Marquez, he's right on Dovizioso already, and that is the trick, isn't it?
Just all saving ties in the early parts of the races. This weekend at this racetrack, there are no issues at all.
Fifth place off of Valentino Rossi. Anything you can do, I can do just as well, Rins seems to be thinking, but it's Dovizioso out front from and got himself in a really good place. Winner from Argentina, Crutchlow, and he's riding brilliantly this year, there's no doubt in that. Bosses are here from Yamaha, Suzuki and Honda. Here is Valentino again on Rins. He did it last lap round. He did it
second. He's now down in 7th place.
Crashing down, but it is Dovizioso still lead.
Imagine being Alex Rins. I know he's in his 2nd season, but you'd be sat behind Rossi. Just
the old dog.
Yeah, absorb.
35 degrees of heat compared with 28 degrees of track temperature yesterday. There isn't the, shall we say, work.
And this whole weekend, Keith, it's been about these three, hasn't it? It's been about
but during the course of the weekend, on occasion, but he's just been done over by Iannone. Look at the dirt being kicked up out of in 9th place on the 26th bike, but it is the 04 of Dovizioso that leads. Mark Dobby, he may do all the work, and Dobby was the one that had to run a little wide because he braked late at that last. That's what let Dobby onto his rear wheel. We'll see if Dobby makes a similar mistake or whether Marc is just going to waited. And in the end, when they all pulled the pin, Marquez's tyres were still in really good order.
Who seems to have been struggling is doing what we see him do on so many occasions. It's Sunday morning.
Isn't it? Best lap around this racetrack, the circuit lap record, by the way, is a 45.3 by Jorge Lorenzo.
Made you think about those Bridgestone tyres was that front tyre was incredible. You could brake so deep.
Before, but here, still the domain. You saw the live championship positions there. If Dovizioso finishes wide line, he was a bit wider than usual there, though, perhaps. So Dobby under a bit of pressure here, it seems, from the Honda. It's just a little slow to me.
Yeah, and Mark's thinking exactly the same. Cal's having a look.
You have the pace in his head that he thinks he can get in front of Dobby and do Dobby over for Marc.
Pass on Marc as I don't get this point in the race.
And Marc will be comfortable to see him there. Marc may be
all these slow corners, you end up having to try and make up on the brakes, like I've already said. But the problem is you end up going over your limit.
5.7 he's put in there, fastest lap of the race so far. And Dovizioso then in command of this Japan Grand Prix. Bautista in 11th place, Vinales in 10th place. Bradley Smith in a good 13th, well in the points in front of his teammate. Having made that surprise move on the full factory Repsol Honda of Marc Marquez. Marc said, you've had your chance, now it's my chance to go back at him again. So Marc Marquez moves back into 2nd place. On the edge of the track, it's dry here, it's warm here, something like 24 degrees of air temperature from side to side onto Victory Corner where we are now, and onto the front straight. The Ducati launches out. This in warm-up this morning, and something's still wrong with the Aprilia, so Aleix Espargaro is out. But yeah, they shortfall.
It's got a linear feel to it.
And then you got that super slick, seamless gearbox, because that crash that Lorenzo had, that was a sensor that went wrong there, and it gave all the torque to the. They've checked his wiring.
So basically, the Ducati saying it was an electronic issue.
from underneath of the record crowd I think we're going to have here. They were queuing at the gate first thing this morning.
Normally likes to ride really close to the rider in front, so he's not choosing to sit back to keep his front tyre cool.
Much they can do about it. Cal's riding really close to Marc. I must say that would be a massive mistake if he managed to lock a front. He had his opportunity to get in front of Dovizioso, and I think really quite rightly from a Honda perspective. That Ducati is so good on the brakes. It's so in line, isn't it? Crashes that front end, mind you, at that time it was quite cool track-wise.
Yeah, much cooler, and people were still at...
Over Aprilia next year. We're working our way towards the end of this season. 3 races left after this one. Every single one of them.
Look back at him, would you? He's going to have a go. Is he going to have a go? No, he's thinking about it.
The maniac, as was. I tell you what, he's running made for.
Yeah.
Hanging the rear end out. Look at this. Well, Dobby pulled the pin, we thought. He was the only man in the 45s a lap ago, but on that last lap, it was all 3 of these men on the last lap and got it done. Here comes Janone, and that shocked the doctor.
It did shock him. That's rare you see.
Group of 3, and it is still a group of 3. And what if Janone's got the pace out next year? They have no concessions next year, so they will be on 7 motors and no extra testing as well.
And by quite some margin. Rins.
Now Rins through on the doctor. Oh, dear me, Valentino.
Michelin bought a different, stronger sort of carcass rear tyre, and it definitely helped the Yamahas. But the
motorbike race, if you've never been in a motorbike race, this will give you half a clue. And that's not a bad angle. 4 mile an hour bottom gear. Jack Miller has crashed out. Just didn't look like he had got any car
riding it. It's the strengths of the 2 motorcycles. That Ducati. Shaky and nervous. Do you know what I mean, though? It's true, isn't it? And then you watch that.
I don't do the shopping.
Do you not? Electronics are good. It's low and long. Watch it. Just. Right, watch not through this section, but then
into this race, I guarantee you. This is not too smart, by the way. Marquez will be making a.
Yes,
absolutely.
So he will make sure he's somehow
going his way by, and he'll want to.
My supermarket trolley Honda. just watch it through this change direction. Look at the speed he changes direction.
It shows you that he's not going to be able to get in touch with Dobby if he leaves it till then. There will be no opportunity of Dovizioso if he's going to take it here. It means a lot for Honda for the 3rd time in Marquez's career.
In his next 12 laps, will try and shove his motorcycle in front of that Ducati. However, he managed it.
We'll talk about it now. Marquez looking for his.
You are so right. That had gone. That was hopping and skipping.
It still is.
It still is. I'll let you through.
Now then, Dobby's lap time. I'm going to be interested to see this. So mid-46. Janone closes down Crutchlow by just 600. When the weight goes down after they've lost a bit of fuel and late race pace. Now you wouldn't say normally,
some track they work incredibly well. Think back to Assen. Alex Rins finished 2nd.
Here he goes. Let's have a look up the inside.
Oh, here he goes.
Inside he does. Dobby's out wide because that's a sweeping line. If Cal can get by in a similar manner. Oh, that's done it. He's down in the dirt. Well, that's a rehearsal for later. So over the line, a 46.7.
He stood the bike up.
Yeah.
He actually hooked up more than he wanted it to.
And an opportunity perhaps for the Suzuki's to close in as well.
Iannone's right on the back of Cal.
You won't be doing that kind of thing on, because whatever you do, he's going to be giving you back later.
Yeah, but if you do it hard enough, he won't get a chance to.
This is going to be a dogfight. This is going to be a situation where we're going to see pass and repass between these guys. And with 9.5 laps,
Marquez.
Hernandez is not breathing, but his feet are doing all the movements.
At this point, you would have to say, yeah,
it was at the hairpin turn 10.
Was he helped
with
this crash? Is the question.
Mind you, he won't be worried about that because he's moving to another manufacturer next year. I think he's just been sick this year.
And what about Rins' stock value key? How
up.
impressive this year. Put together.
They're in front of the factory Yamaha.
I believe that.
That's a big deal for Suzuki. A lot of pride at stake. A breather in 3rd place, it looks to me. I wonder if his tyres are just going off a fraction.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, Yamaha.
We'll see what develops they've got through the winter. What worries me is how long it takes to get engineering out onto the
winter. You could transform a motorcycle. In fact, when Valentino Rossi moved to Yamaha back in
5. 7 engines, 5 tests, I think. 45.9 then over the line for Dovizioso last time. 45.9. He's just fractionally faster than Crutchlow over that last time. There's Bradley Smith on the KTM. Bradley Smith in 11th place. It's all really fallen on to Bradley Smith lately because even Paul Espargaro's hurt as well.
And he's done a crack.
The man that won Suzuka 8 Hour with Alex Lowe's and Mickey van der Mark. He's the 89.
Army wants to beat the wildcard Nakasuga.
Well, I think Nakagami is underperforming, to be honest. He's outside of the point. 7 laps to go. Excuse me.
Fastest man on track, Alex Rins, yet again.
That Suzuki delivers power gently. You can never really, it's just fractions in it. So we have a Ducati leading 2 Hondas and the Suzuki.
Of the race. Marquez passed him right near the end, and Dovizioso criticised himself afterwards. He's got a lot in hand on that back straight.
Problem is, you bring other people into play in that scenario as well when down into turn 11.
I just thought he might have had a look at him for a lap or two with what happened at the last round, and that's what he said in his interview.
Well,
if Marquez is close enough into that last sector, are we going to have a repeat of last year where he tries to that front tyre, that front Michelin stuck, like being pushed into the ground? Look at that contact patch.
Dobby and Marquez, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, that maybe Dobby just believes he's Corvery at the Buriram track, and then, even though the Ducati brakes so well, he Buriram, of course, and that's the other point here. This is not about making a block pass, because you've got enough time to get...
Actually on the limit.
The problem you have, of course, is that we can't see how that front tiny little movement in those front tyres, that slide from the rear, we might be able to see, but it's the front...
Marquez who just pinched it by a few thousandths.
And that's what it's about. Marquez has got the tyres on him to open.
Dobby is throwing everything he has at this, and he's hoping, he's willing to pull Marquez in.
To use his number 2 bike to qualify on. Was that the only reason why he ended up on the second row of the grid? Certainly the boss. You know he wants to.
Just had a thought, Keith.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a attempt from too far back. It's going to be an optimistic attempt at best.
So 4 laps to go. Over the line. And that was a 45.9 with a 45.9. Comfortable though. That gold helmet style, but it's beginning to move around that Honda, and that worries
him. It all year, but he never does. He's got this ability to get to the limit during practice, find it, go over.
He really is.
This is where we saw him earlier in the race make the pass.
Marc Marquez then gets on the gas.
Here we go.
Slide up the inside. I think you should.
I think he should.
Turn 10. Look at the way he's squaring it off with the Honda. The tree here has that's probably taken with 3 laps to go. I think maybe I can't see Marquez being able to pull away from Dobby.
No.
Look at the battle for 3rd place. Will it be us on that lap?
Impressive.
Right.
Is this gap growing?
What is it? Look at the way he picks it up.
Yeah. It's Danny Pedrosa-esque. That's what we used to...
Works well here, but Dovizioso's right there with him. This was where the pass was made. He knows Dobby's going to be looking at him.
Oh.
It was 46.3 last time around for Marc Marquez when he made the pass. We're on the back straight.
On the brakes.
Yeah.
Dobby's got nothing to lose, Keith. Nothing to lose at all.
He's not 45.9 from Marquez, 45.8 from Dovizioso. So they are at the top end. Run him out a little wide out to the curve. Still Crutchlow holds off Rins.
Every day. What this man can do on 2 wheels is incredible. The locking, the number of times he gets on Marquez.
He's going to try and dive at him in a moment. He's not ready to do it yet, though. You know, Dobby is doing it. So that is the championship done. Marc Marquez will be world champion again. He win it to Marc Marquez. The last lap is about to come to Marc Marquez. The board will already say Dobby in MotoGP. And overall, well, it's a remarkable 7th time in his 20. It's Honda's track, and it's Marc Marquez's championship.
Can you believe
7th Grand Prix championship victory will come Marc Marquez's way.
What is good? It's all about these two then. What's going to happen here with Callan?
Well, it's going to be a podium for both. It's good. Level 7. Marc Marquez then on lap 24 of the Grand Prix in his 105th Grand Prix. Marc Marquez will take his 8th win of 20. Gets a fine 3rd place, but it's no doubt about it. Marc Marquez at the home.
Good point. I forgot that Marquez had the medium front, Dobby had the soft, and that was like what happens when one of
so the vanquished man of 2018 comes through in what's outside of the points in 18 from under him.
Keith, I said it earlier this weekend, this lad here, number 93, cycle racing. You want to be world champion. If you're a young kid watching this, you have to change your riding style. You have to try to...
Yes, just checking his heart.
Brilliant, what they're doing here.
Yeah, celebrates with him.
Wow.
Fantastic scenes here, of course, and I've said it before, the home of his mind, but you didn't know, because it looked like the Dovizioso was going to make it go.
Mark said, well, at least 10 to 15 more years.